In this video, I'm going to be talking about the power twister, whether or not I think it builds strength and muscle, and also describing my approach to training. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern day performing strongman is, picture the strongmen of old. Legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform relay feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing for the modern day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails to wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer people's questions, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I'd invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below, and when you do that, I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So, this question comes from at Samarth Prasad 2258. And they asked, "Hey Eric, does Power Twister build strength and muscle?" Thank you for asking that. And the answer is, yeah, sure. Just about everything that you're going to put effort into is going to work. As Dan John says, everything works for about 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, though, then what? It's actually one of the things is like, I do have a power twister because I get a lot of questions about it for some reason, but I don't use it really. And part of the reason I don't really use it is because, like I also get a lot of questions about isometrics, and I use isometrics as a way of actualizing strength I've accumulated. But I don't use them exclusively, and I don't use them during every phase of my training plan, right? What I use more is weights. And the reason I use weights is because progressive resistance is the mother of strength training, right? And when it comes to weight training, there's programmatic variables. This would include things like the load on the bar, the total volume within a workout, the volume over time, which would be the density of a workout. If the load on the bar is increasing, or the volume is increasing while the load is remaining constant, or it's the same load for the same volume but done in a shorter period of time, all of those are markers of progress, and all of those are things that can be manipulated within a training program. And that's one of the reasons it's like with a power twister, it's like after 6 weeks, what comes next? I guess there's different levels when it comes to the power twister. There's different levels to this, but then it's like, where do you go after that? In which case, when it comes to weights, put load on the bar, do more reps in a shorter, or do the same amount of reps in a shorter period of time. And I'm more about general physical preparation, basically sticking to the basics and building on the basics. And then it's like, as I would get closer to a presentation, that's when I might employ something like isometrics, right? Now with the power twister, it's like with a lot of people asking me about this, it doesn't have a direct transfer to the feats in a way that I found. So like when people were asking me about it, I bought one. They're not that expensive. And I put it on my thigh to see if it would transfer to bending steel on the thigh. And it wasn't challenging enough to do that. Plus, there isn't really a way of adjusting it. The only application that I could feasibly see it working is the behind the neck bends, where I take a steel bar, I put it behind my neck, which is actually quite a bit more challenging. But I don't really do that in any of my shows. The only time I've ever bent steel behind the neck was during that Feats of Strength Friday YouTube series I had back during the pandemic. So anyways, I hope that that answers your question. Um, if anybody else has questions for me, uh, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. But if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, do all the things that I just mentioned that help the channel grow. But you can also support the channel by picking up a copy of my book. The book reveals my story becoming a modern day strength performer and the things that I learned that allow me to do the things that I can do. And it's also a fun read for anybody that is just interested uh, in reading about life stories. You know, like I found my favorite books can come from like professional wrestlers, rock stars, and then strength performers like the Mighty Atom. He had a fascinating book, and people seem to really like my book too. So, but also, if you want to further support the channel, you could provide a super thanks. And if the super thanks comes with a question, I'll be sure to shuttle your question to the front of the queue as a way of thanking you for thanking me for providing this info. Right now, I think I'm about 5 months behind on the questions. But if you do a super thanks, you could be numero uno. So anyways, that is it for today. Please stay tuned for next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.